So, what is it that lets me know so much about you in a short period of time when you come to me for a session? What is it that lets anyone get an idea of who we are in just a brief period? Of course, first of all, it's the fact that some people are just highly astute. They get a really strong first impression easily. But what about when someone is using their intuition and they get all this information and they know so much about you, for instance, when they first meet? Hi, I'm Fran Gallagher. I'm your guide to meditation, intuition, and relationships. And what we're talking about really is something called the energy signature. So, just as your written signature, your name, your birth date, maybe your social security number, or um, whatever number your government might use to identify you. This all is how we are identified on the physical plane in real time, in physical reality. But there's also something called the energy signature that identifies us on the inner planes. These are the planes of consciousness, and there are various levels and areas that make up this consciousness that we take for granted, that we swim in without realizing. So the energy signature is made up of your name, your appearance, maybe hair color, hairstyle, various aspects of how you dress, and your own unique style. Uh, there could be physical attributes that are flattering or not as flattering. I remember recently working with a woman, and I looked at her boyfriend with my intuition on the inner planes, and I said, "Does he have really skinny legs?" And she burst out laughing and said, "Yes, he has really skinny legs." So, all of this actually conveys a great deal about each of us. It turns out that we aren't as anonymous as we might think we are, or we might either want to be, or we might fear that we're anonymous. And I just got goosebumps on that, which is, as you probably know, confirmation. What that means is that you either said something, someone else said something, you thought something or felt something, you heard a line in a song that suddenly meant a great deal to you, and your body is confirming that meaning with the goosebumps. So, what I have discovered over time is that the saying, as above, so below, is very true in many, many different ways. One of the ways that it is true is that we are impressionable. We make first impressions on one another. We are impressionable and we are impressive. And the universe receives those impressions and holds them. So, one time I did a party where I was providing information through what are called readings to members of this party. And everyone filed in one by one to a back room to visit with me, and I gave them information. And one woman didn't want to do it. And everyone said, "Oh, you really have to do it. You really have to do it." And she really had a very negative attitude about it. So she comes into the back room eventually. They all convinced her. And she had her arms crossed and she was leaning back away from me. And she had a real attitude. She was having a hard time looking at me. And she was kind of, if she did look at me, she was staring me down. So apparently I had to prove myself to her. And back then I bothered to do that. And I said, "I hear you saying, 'What's all this crap on this dining room table?'" Well, she went dead white because she was always yelling that, because their family piled lots of things on the dining room table. If we do something over and over again, it will make an impression on the universe. If we do one thing with a lot of passion or maybe a lot of anger, a lot of hatred, a lot of fear, a lot of any emotion, that one time will make an impression on the universe. Or if we again do the same thing over and over again, many times habitually, that will make an impression on the universe. So I pick up those impressions. I also pick up other aspects. And I find it fascinating what somebody who does what I do would pick up about me. I hope you find it fascinating what someone would pick up about you. So you have this ability. You're getting these impressions when you meet someone for the first time, but it is mixed up and mixed in with your own biases. So somehow we have to learn how to get past the bias. Maybe the way someone is dressed is actually not the way they usually dress. So I'm reading something deeper than just the physical appearance or the way someone dresses. Of course, I'm also factoring the way they appear and how they are dressed to that on that occasion. I am able to tune in to more of the energy signature. And I would love to teach you that. I think it's time you picked up on what you're already picking up on from the energy signature of those around you. And begin to even be in control a little bit of your own energy signature to get an idea of what you're putting out there. You know, long ago, I noticed the way people behaved when they paid me. And I noticed that some people really have some weird issues around money. So I decided that whenever I receive money, I'm going to look the person in the eye and thank them. And whenever I pay someone, I am going to look them in the eye. If I pay them personally, I'm going to look them in the eye and I'm going to thank them. And this has changed my whole attitude about money. I feel so cool about money now, and I'd love to convey that to you. But let's begin to be really aware of the impressions we are making, not just because you have a great handbag or a wonderful pair of shoes, but because of your attitude, because of the way you conduct yourself in the world. So, in order to get at this energy signature, join my masterclass. It's happening next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The first 2 days will be on Facebook, noon Mountain Time, and it will be in the Facebook group uh, about a crystal ball. You'll have to, I'll have to put it in the comments because I'm not processing this moment what the name of it is. I think it's called You Know That Crystal Ball, everyone says they don't have. You have it. So it's Tuesday and Wednesday, August 31st, September 1st on Facebook in the Facebook group at 12 noon Mountain. And then on Thursday, we'll be on Zoom, and that will let us interact directly. So you got this. You got this. Let's find out more about what you got and join me. Thanks for joining me today. Bye bye.